Well, what do we have here? This is a credit unit from a Seeburg Jukebox, and this is from the golden age of the jukebox, the Happy Days style. This covers everything from M100A, M100B, the C, G, J, R, and W, up until they went to the Tormat system. This credit unit is used in an R specifically because this is no, actually this is not an R. This is a C credit unit. Anyway. The purpose of this thing is to, when you drop a coin in, the coin switch is connected to this 4-pin plug. The 4 pins are, there's a ground pin, and there's a nickel pin, a dime pin, and a quarter pin. And depending on what coin you drop in, one of these coils here activate, and it pushes right here, and it pushes this clip. Let's see if I get a good picture of it here. Gotta get the light down in here. All right. These little things right here, when the pin presses against them, it puts them into the select light now is on, and you're ready to make a selection. This one is the furthest one away, so this one, actually this is the closest one, this is the nickel one. So that when the solenoid, which is over here, right here, when this pulls down, when you make a letter, push a letter and a number, the chunk that you hear is this thing going like that. And this here, this ramp here, well, let's see, let me get on here, this here. This little ramp here is what resets this back to the off position. So that when this goes around, and say this is, when this is in the make selection mode here, and it goes into this, it pulls it through this ramp and resets it to no credit anymore. But that's how you put them on, that's how people have put them on free play. They bend these so they're out of the way and they can't hit the tabs. And so this will make it free play. To put it back on coin play, you just take a pair of needle nose pliers and you bend it inwards like that, so that when it comes around, it will reset that again. Now in this case, what they did was they bent it on this side also. So we gotta bend this down here. It's not gonna be, let's see, this little angle right here of the end of the ramp is what I'm gonna be bend down, like that. There we go. Bend that down like that, and let's see if that does it. Now that's on there, on there. Okay, here we have another one up like that. Now this one's a very old gummy one, so I'm not sure this is even going to work. Okay. No, it didn't reset it yet, because this one is so gummy it has to be cleaned. But anyway, you get the idea. This is what resets these little clips here. When they're down, they're off. When they're up, they're on. And this ramp is what does that. If you get this too close, it'll jam against this here and it won't let it move at all. So as I say, just be patient with it and you'll see how it's supposed to work. But anyway, that's your ski slope or your ramp. Other problem with these credit units. When this relay pulls in, when you make a letter and a number, all 4 of these contacts here have to make contact. This here, this one is one here, there's one up in here, right up in there, there's one here and one here. And I can see on this one right now, this one's not making at all. So you just bend them down here very carefully and trial and error. And you don't have to have any power applied to this. You just have to, with your eyeball, clean these, of course. And I clean them with a Dremel motor tool with a little tiny brush attachment and get right in there and clean them all out. But they all have to make. And if they don't make, if one of them doesn't make, it's either going to ratchet or it's not going to create a credit. The other thing is your timing relay is over here. It's all part of that. All this does is make a selection, is kick a pin out on the pin bank on the machine. This relay here, these first 2 contacts on this side, this one and this one, they have to be, when the relay's relaxed, they have to be touching each other. These have to be touching. This one has to be touching the blade under it, and this one has to be touching the blade under it. This one has to be open. When the relay pulls down, these 2 have to interrupt. This one has to make contact. Okay, again, you can clean these the way I do it. take out all 6 screws here. Be very careful. You take out all 6 screws that hold the switches in and take them out as a complete assembly to clean them. Then slide them back into the slot in the top of the switch, slide them back in and put the screws back in. Be patient. If you're all thumbs and if you are impatient, you're apt to throw something across the room, don't even get involved in it. It's not worth it. Save it for somebody that has the patience to do it. You can do it, and you put your mind to it, and it's not that difficult, but you have a lot of wires that are very short and easily broken off, so you want to be careful of this when you take this out to clean it, but you have to clean it. There's nothing else you can do about it. The other switch that's a problem that actually creates the selection is down in here, and it's not even here, so it's hard. Well, I'm going to pretend that it is. On this little bracket here, there is one single switch that goes down against, boy, is this difficult to show you. Down against here, there's one little blade switch that mounts from the top here and goes down into here, and it hits against this little cam here, which is pulled down by the big solenoid. And if that is loose on the bracket, which this one apparently was because they changed it. It used to be a permanent bracket. They put a new bracket in here. If that's a single bladed switch is loose, the machine will ratchet. It'll take all your credits off, and it'll take all the credits off without giving you any song. That it can't be loose, and it has to make contact. When it's pulled down, when this big solenoid pulls down, it makes contact. When it lets it up, it takes the contact away. So anyway, that's the credit unit for the Seeburg Jukebox, and hopefully somebody finds this entertaining and easy to use, or can make something work again that doesn't work now.